Former WBO World Light Heavyweight Champion Nathan Cleverly has been given a world title shot against the current WBA regular World Light Heavyweight Champion Jurgen Braehmer. The fight will take place in Germany on October 1st. Some of you may be aware that this fight was scheduled to take place many years ago, several years ago. I believe it was set to be Nathan Cleverly's first world title shot, or either it was supposed to be a title shot or a title defense. I forget now, but the fight was set to take place, I think, at least once. It may have fallen through a couple of times. Jurgen Braehmer had problems with the law. He's been very inactive over the past few years, so it didn't happen. Cleverly obviously went on to be a world champion and to fight Sergey Kovalev. Before that, he fought Bellew. Then he had a rematch with Bellew after fighting Kovalev. Since then, he's fought Andre Fonfara. So he's been far more active at a high level than Jurgen Braehmer's been. When their original fight was set to take place, going into that fight, I saw Braehmer as the more likely winner because Cleverly was really unproven and untested at that stage. But at this point in time, I think Braehmer is there for the taking. He's been, as I say, very inactive. He hasn't particularly impressed me. Cleverly, although he has lost some fights, he lost a rematch to Bellew, he lost to Kovalev, he lost to, most recently to Fonfara. He's been fighting, as I say, at a high level, so he's battle hardened at the moment. And I was quite impressed with the way he performed against Andre Fonfara, even though he didn't win, although some people believe he did. I didn't have any problem with the decision necessarily, but I was impressed with Nathan Cleverly's work rate, with his energy, with his enthusiasm, particularly coming off the Tony Bellew rematch, which obviously was at a higher weight that naturally suited Tony Bellew. Even still, Cleverly looked maybe a little gun shy in that Bellew rematch, and there was speculation from many people about whether or not that was to do with maybe some ghosts in his mind lingering from the Sergey Kovalev defeat. And also, coming all the way from cruiserweight, 200 pounds, back down to 175 pounds light heavyweight, there were people thinking that maybe Cleverly would lose his strength. That does sometimes happen to fighters when they go up an extreme amount of weight and come back down again. They can be drained and never quite the same. To me, that did not appear to happen to Nathan Cleverly, as we saw in the Fonfara fight. He still had tremendous work rate. He was letting his hands go. And even though he lost the fight, he looked like he was enjoying himself in there. He had plenty of enthusiasm. I expect the same type of thing from Nathan Cleverly going in against Jurgen Braehmer. I expect the same type of enthusiasm, the same type of work rate, etc., etc. Jurgen Braehmer is a decent boxer. He's got decent power. Nothing exceptional, but it's decent. So he can probably hurt Cleverly. I just don't think he's a prolific enough puncher or a good enough finisher to be able to do to Cleverly what Sergey Kovalev did, at least. And I would probably guess that this fight, unless Cleverly gets cut or gets some type of serious facial injury, which is possible. I mean, his face was pretty badly messed up in the Fonfara fight. But barring that, I think there's a very good chance. In fact, I think it's most likely that this fight will go the distance between Cleverly and Jurgen Braehmer. Braehmer is German, obviously. The fight's taking place in Germany. So no matter where a fight happens, you always have to be mindful of the possibility of hometown cooking. So Cleverly's going to have to go there and absolutely work Braehmer over in order to secure the decision, particularly with Cleverly's style, because Cleverly is not a defensively sound or blessed fighter. He's a guy who is happy to take 1 or 2 shots in order to land 3 or 4. That's what he does in his fights. That's the way he's always been. Even against Kovalev, he was doing that. He's happy to take a couple shots from you so he can get you back with a couple. And when you fight like that, you really need to be landing a massive amount more than your opponent if you're fighting in your opponent's backyard. Braehmer will be able to hit Nathan cleverly. And because Cleverly is a volume guy, there's not always that much quality on the shots that he's throwing. So when he's throwing 100 shots at Braehmer, Braehmer might just come out with 3 or 4 really clean shots in the round and take it. Based on those clean shots, the judges may look far more favorably on Braehmer's handful of clean shots rather than Cleverly's 100 scruffy, scuffing type punches. So I don't know. If it was on neutral territory, I'd pick Cleverly to win the fight on points. But in Germany, it's going to be difficult, I think. It's going to be difficult for him to get a decision. And I slightly favor Braehmer in Germany. And I have to take my hat off to Nathan Cleverly, to be honest, because it looked like following the Kovalev fight that he was done with boxing. His heart didn't really seem to be in it in that Belly rematch. But since then, he's come back. He's shown mental strength. He's shown toughness. He's even talked about having a rematch with Kovalev, believe it or not. He is a man. He does have pride. He does have an ego. And maybe somewhere down there, he thinks he has some type of strategy to be able to beat Kovalev. Again, he's thrown himself back in the mix at 175 pounds. He wants to be a champion again, and he's going for it against Braehmer. Does he deserve the shot? Isn't he coming off a loss? That's something for people to talk about. You could definitely say he don't deserve this shot. And Braehmer, incidentally, has been ordered to face Sergey Kovalev. Braehmer is the WBA regular champion. Kovalev has the WBA super belt. The WBA have got all types of different belts per division. It's ridiculous. Either way, they've been ordered to face each other, but Braehmer's going to fight Cleverly first, and Kovalev is going to fight Andre Ward first. The winner of those 2 bouts is going to be mandated to clash. So we'll see what happens there. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about Nathan Cleverly being granted this title shot against Braehmer in the first place. And what do you think about the outcome, the possible outcome of the fight? How do you see it going? Do you see Cleverly winning? Do you see Braehmer winning? Do you see Braehmer knocking him out? Do you see Cleverly stopping Braehmer? Drop it all in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to find out how you guys feel about this. All right? It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.